there'll be moments where, we catch L's and we have losing streaks, and it does break our confidence. And there were many times I wanted to quit trading. I promise you, there were many times, like had Cam not hit me up in the time that he hit me, I would have been done trading. I would have been done trading. But the beautiful thing about trading and like sticking through with it, is yes, at first it is very foreign. It is very different. You're very like, I don't know what the heck is going on. But when you get to that other side, when you get to that knowingness and certainty, like you're gonna be so happy with yourself. Like Iree, when she was talking about her entries, like that GU entry, yo, you had that on lock. Like
Clicking.
shout out to the moon. So like is going to be all you guys, and it's gonna seem like it's just in the beginning. It's gonna be like, I don't know if I can get there. I don't know if I can catch those trades. I don't trust me. Trading is something that will change your life, and it's not just because of the profits. It's not just because of the confidence. Like you as a human being, like you're gonna literally evolve. Like it is crazy. It is literally crazy. But like I said, it is super super important and vital that you guys really understand the basics. Like not just know it, but understand it. Like there is a difference between knowing something and understanding something. Like knowing something, you just have the awareness of it. Like I know 2 + 2 = 4. Okay, cool. But do you actually understand why 2 + 2 = 4? Like if I showed you 2 × 2 = 4, do you understand the difference between those equations? You see what I'm saying? So really, really harp and do, rehearsal, working these things over and over and over again to understand the basics. And you don't have to start big, like start small, take it in chunks, do bite size. Like the way I'm going through this month of teaching the basics, like the reason why I'm teaching it in this way is so that people can, okay, market structure, let me work on market structure this whole week and just work on it, rehearse it, just get it in my brain. And then next week it's going to be market patterns, and then I'm just going to be working market patterns, only market patterns. And then the week after that is going to be, I'm sorry, I'm just looking at my calendar. It just reminds me. And then price action, right? So then price action only. What type of candles do I want to look at? And then after that, then it'll be putting it all together, and then how we can create and add our own personalities to it, because we're all different, right? We're all unique. We all got certain personality traits and stuff like that. And the cool thing I really love about trading is that your personality shows in these charts. The way you trade, like it really does show, and it comes out. And when you align your trading with yourself, it's game on every single time.
Even the colors. So we'll have more trainings, y'all. I can't wait to like we really get into the nitty gritty about trading view, the colors that you want for your imbalances and all types of things like that, for your lines and your trend lines, and your fib tool help you set up that. But the biggest thing is, Marcellus, I want to ask you is, when did you have your breakthrough? Because I know that I had some losses and I couldn't. So the thing about it is, when you keep having losses, you want to take a break from trading. Like don't trade, study. You got to figure out what you're doing wrong. You got to back test. You have to figure out your why. You got to go back to your why, because there's something off. There's your a lot of people don't realize it is a lot of things that affects us in our regular life affects us in the charts. Like the charts really teach you who you are. Like if you're a greedy person, the charts are going to show you that. If you're lazy, you're going to see that. If you're not consistent, you don't have discipline, you're going to see that. It's going to make you, like he said earlier, it makes us better people. So when I took a break, I had to take a break from the charts, and that's when I went to my Shopify, and I took a really good break. But I went to mental. I was listening to Mark Douglas. I was reading psychology on trading. I was figuring out my why, and my why was, I kept looking at the charts thinking I'm about to come get rich, like I'm about to hit the lottery or something. And the whole time I should have been focused on my losses. I should have been focused on how much money am I putting on the table. That should have been my goal, because if you keep putting money on the table, they're gonna keep taking it. Okay, they're gonna be like, oh, easy, come on. and just bucking your head up thinking that you're gonna get it. And they are market makers. That's why they're gonna give you those M's so they can come up and take your money. They're gonna give you the W so they can come down and take your money. So it's just one of those things where you have to have the mindset. You have us here. This is a very safe space. I'm happy that Marcellus is meeting y'all because he is such a great mentor. You know, you are. So he's so humble. But anyways, when did you have that breakthrough? When did you have that breakthrough when you were like, okay, this is what I have to do to straighten up, tighten up? Like, what was it? What happened? Tell us the story.
Oh, I love this. I love this question. I love this question. So when I first got introduced to trading, right? My friend, he scammed me. Absolutely. I'm not afraid to say that. He actually just texted me, and I'm not gonna text him back right now. So yes, he absolutely scammed me. And I was generally interested. Like I was like, yeah, like this is cool. Like I think I could make some money in it. Like I've been successful at, sports, and I've been successful in school, like all this stuff. Like I could do this. And I was taking L's left and right, just getting slapped, just not knowing what I was doing. And this is the thing, because I've always been like an excellent student, and I always knew like, hey, if I'm gonna put my energy into something, like I need to study, because I'm not like, just because I'm an excellent student doesn't mean I'm like the smartest person in the room. I just know like when I need to learn something, I need to learn it. I need to learn it. So I knew everything about support, resistance, trend lines, Fibonacci. I knew all these different trading strategies. Like, look, guys, like I'll show you guys my first trading journal. Literally, it has like all these little tabs you guys are seeing are different trading strategies. Like legit. I've written support and resistance, all this stuff multiple different times. And even after the magnitude of having all of this in these notebooks, right, still wasn't successful at trading. And the moment I started to see myself have, because it took multiple breakthroughs for myself. I would say it took me multiple breakthroughs to get to where I'm at. Once I turned my interest into commitment, that's when everything changed. That's when everything changed. And this is the thing, it's not just commitment to being that 6 7 figure trader. Like anybody can be a 6 7 figure trader. Like I can literally show you guys how, with low risk, only doing like 6% a week, how you can be a 7 figure trader in 1 year, how you can be a 8 figure trader in 2 years. I can show you that. I can legit show you that, right?
Talking about compounding the
Yeah,
account.
yeah, yep. But what it really comes down to is your commitment to the process.
Mhm.
Okay. Because when you commit to the process, it's not just about like, oh, I made $1,000 today. Oh, I made $10,000. Like, no, it's literally like the small wins mean everything to you. And that's what keeps you going, like those small wins. And like I said, it took me a few breakthroughs. Like there were moments like, yeah, I was still getting slapped even after I committed and stuff like that. But then like I would look back at my losses and I'm like, hold up. And then I go to the charts and I chart it out and I'm like, yo, like I'm seeing this totally differently. And then like another moment happens and then another light bulb pops and then another light bulb pops. And then it literally just a series of those moments got me to where I'm at. And it's just like I am so grateful that I stayed down with it. And
So
that and
what you're saying is you were looking at your losses and you were back testing them and saying, this is what I did wrong. And this is, I could do this different. Oh, what? I missed this. This was a complete break of structure, or it didn't even come down and break this last low. And why would I be in? I get what you're saying. I'm doing that right now. I'm like in that phase where I'm going back at all my losses, even my wins, and like figuring out, okay, I need to fine tooth comb this. So I
yep,
think that we all have to do that. You have to set aside some time, be serious about it. You can still trade on a part-time basis, but if you trade it on a part-time basis, don't be pulling be trigger happy and just be entering all these trades. you know, you just want to even trade on a part-time basis, but be serious about it. And like Marcella said, is like commitment.
yeah.
Wake up. You got to wake up at your trading times. Don't trade in bed. I feel like that's a bad omen. Like
Do
trading
not. do it.
It's like the
Don't
worst
do it.
thing, yo. Like it's just not good.
Don't do it.
It's like the universe be mad at you, just slap you. You getting out this.
Oh, you in bed? You in bed? Give me your money,
Give me your money. So to be up, you want to be alert. You got to have your coffee ready. This your job, yo. Like you're going against bankers, and they can't wait to take your money. So you got to show them a thing or two. You're a wealth builder. You ain't making it easy for them, you know. And if they take you 1%, it's 1%. You know, it's part of the
the day could really change. Look, I'll even show you guys something real quick. We just put this in the group chat not too long ago. How powerful 1% a day could really be.
Oh,
Where
your team is winning some trades, honey. Like I'm gonna have to sneak on y'all team calls. I'm gonna have to, oh,
hey, look, all I gotta say is they win it. I mean, we win it. So look at this. So just look at this. Look at this chart real quick. The power of tiny gains. Okay, what 1% a day each day could do for you over 365 days. I know we don't have 365 trading days, but let's just say committing to the process of getting better 1% each day. Look at how much that improvement goes to the upside. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And how much you improve just 1% a day. Whereas if we don't do anything, right, you can only move forward or move backwards. You don't really stay in the same position. You either move forwards or you move backwards. If you're not moving forward, you're moving backwards. So then you can see how that happens and how that can play out in 1 year. So at the end of the day, like small wins add up. I promise you. I promise you. You do not have to go and get the whole enchilada. Like I don't know if you guys were on when I took over Cam's call Monday. This one dude, we were talking about confirmations, and he was like, "Oh, I'm taking it off the top," and I was like, "Yo, like Gary, bro, like
oh,
you, man, bro, golly." So yes, small wins add up. Okay, and really celebrate those, but don't celebrate too much, right? Because we got a delayed gratification. Delayed gratification is the way. I promise. Like that's something totally different. But celebrate those wins. Pat yourself on the back. Okay, this journey, it breaks so many people. There's a reason why a lot of people quit. Okay, but it is very. I think this is the thing. This is how I think about it. Trading can be for anybody. Anybody can learn this skill. Okay, because really, I'm so serious. Trading is very simple. We as human beings just make it hard. Okay, we're emotional, we're habitual creatures. We take our habits from different areas in our life and we apply it to certain things unconsciously. We don't even think that we're doing this, and we're doing certain things that just ruin us. And trading is very psychological. Like it's more psychological than it is technical. That's why I say trading is simple. It's
yeah,
just
and that's a lot of people say, and I know you probably will agree, trading is 90% mental and 10% skills. I mean, look at all of the notes that you took and all of the knowledge that you acquired, and you still couldn't figure out why you weren't profitable until you sat back and you really got into the mindset of, you know, okay, I need to be a professional. I need to be committed. And I really believe that, like for me, I was so busy focused on my profits. Like that's the first thing I counted. Ooh, how much money I'm gonna make. You know what I mean? Not realizing the money that I'm putting on the table. I'm literally playing against the banks. They make the game, they make the rules. And I'm just counting the wins. Like, no, I need to the thing I needed to focus on was in my what's in my pocketbook. You know what I mean? Like what's it because that's what I can control. You know what I mean? It's kind of like you going to a card game and you're like, oh, I'm gonna put $100 on the line because I want the million right there. No, you need to think about putting $10 on the line, $5 on the line, and then count how many pips you're gonna get, and that's still a win. Eventually, your account will grow, and that's compounding. But with compounding, we got to focus on our losses, y'all. So that's our homework. Focus on our losses. We should not be losing. 6% is a lot for a week. Do your best to not lose 3%. Because like
yes.
I said, when you're an FTMO account trader, 3% a week, the banks will love you. Risking 3% a week, the banks will love you, and you got to know that the market is abundant. If you lose your 3%, that week, if you lose it in 1 day, 2 days, take a break and back test
Literally.
and study. They got all of these videos in the back office that I know none of us have seen all of them. And if you did, you can watch them over. Like nobody's seen those. So go watch some videos, back test, and get your mind sharp for the next week. Set your trades up for the next week. But we have to think professionalism and stuff like that. You know, we're part of the prosperity over paychecks community. So
I love that.
period.
Hey, I might have to look. Hold on. Yeah, I love what you.
Not to change the subject or anything, this sounds exactly like the speech I gave my son about basketball when he first started playing basketball. He just wanted to make all the 3-pointers and all the shots, but you didn't want to like understand the basics of the game, and nobody wanted to learn the basics of basketball. And I'll never forget that speech we gave them, and that you have to understand the why and why this goes like this. And once you understand the game, everything else will follow. Like the other stuff is gonna come naturally. So that's what I think about.
I
Yeah,
love.
that's
I
fact.
love.
That's facts. And that's good that we're having this call because as everyone, like, you know, all of y'all are starting your demo account, y'all are literally learning from on the right foot. Y'all are literally getting the best information out there. And trust me, I was in IML, I was in like, you know, I had a mentor that was sending me the doggone YouTube, you know, for video for stuff. And I'm like,
Wow.
That's what I was
That
saying.
sounds tragic.
yeah, even when I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm probably gonna put this video on YouTube to help other beginners out. But I feel like this YouTube, they don't give you all of the knowledge. Like even when I start my YouTube videos, I'm just gonna tell them simple, basic stuff. If you want to get the full on, you know, 5-course meal, become a well builder. Right now, I'm giving you appetizers. Okay.
No, absolutely. Real
You
life.
know you're against the break or a little something. You know, you got to get a video here, a video there, to add them together and make a, you know,
You
like,
just put all your clickbaits out there.
all they doing. They're not about to give you all of the sauce. You should think, you know, because first off, the banks are probably watching. You know, you got to be over your shoulders with these people.
Everything we doing, they see it all. They see
They probably be, look, got the phones, bugs, and everything. Look, or
it.
want to instant 30. Let's go ahead and do look. Because I tell the truth. Marcellus, tell the truth. Did your phone ever bug out like MetaTrader just start bugging out when you know you about to hit that big one?
Look.
And
Or
I'll be honest,
you widen the spread so like I will literally watch it hit my TP and I'm still not out the trade. And I'm like, huh? How'd that even happen? Or like when I used to set limit orders and I go to sleep on my trades, right? Whatever. I wake up, I see literally price hit my TP, but it didn't take me out. I'm like, how did that even happen? And they literally do that stuff on purpose. They see all of our orders. They see our stop losses, they see our TPs, they see all of that stuff. Okay. That's why they're always right. They are always right.
yeah. And don't underestimate their pettiness. That's all I got to say.
They are ruthless. Ruthless.
So like we are so smart and capable and willing and able to accomplish all of our goals, overachieve our goals, and beat the banks. Come on, this is, you know, this may be that game, but we here to take over. Look,
Yeah.
take over.
The Holy Ghost up in here. God damn.
Coming to take over. Look, we want the whole thing. We want the horse and the mule. We should have been got.
Awesome.
How much money did you guys start out with, like in your accounts?
When I first went live, I actually took my tax return and I put in it. I put my whole tax return in there. Now, this was my mistake. This was my mistake. Okay.
Because
I did not demo trade before I traded live. Okay. I traded live first, and that mentally messed me up.
Messed you up.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think that it really makes a difference.
So
you just dove right in there.
Yep. Stupid. Don't do it. Don't do it, y'all. I promise you.
Don't do it. But I will say this though, like I did demo until I was comfortable, and when I tell you, I was like, I had 5 pip stop losses on U30, and I was getting like 200 pips, 600 pips, and stuff like that on U30 on demo. Soon as I went live, I'm thinking I'm about to do the same thing. I'm over leveraging because I'm like, I got this. You know what I mean? Who you talk? Pip Sniper 30 around this thing. I got this, Man, when I tell you they didn't. I remember one time I lost $300 in one day trade, and I was like, oh my God. So it was just like, I feel like do not over leverage your account. Do not get over cocky. Don't get an ego. Check all of that at the door. You got to be very professional. Like, yes, you're going to hit some. You're going to amaze yourself. You're going to be like, wow, I was right. And you also are going to lose some. And you may lose more than you win. But the biggest thing is if you're not risking a lot of money, because it really don't matter. I would say, like, if you want to start out with a good amount, $500 on like currency pairs and stuff like that, $500, because a lot of people, they'll miss $500, but not, you know what I mean? Like, we waste money. Like, let's be honest. We go ahead and splurge a little bit. $500, that's an outfit, some shoes, somebody may have a dress for $500. But the biggest thing is don't leverage more than, like, I don't know, $5, a trade. Don't risk more than $5 a trade. Before you pull that trigger, you need to know how much money you put on the table, including the spread. Because the spread is like, X amount of pips. For example, I could tell you EU is about like eight pips. It says they always have it on there. Like the spread, like say if it has 14, then that's like 14 pips or 30 pips, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
We do the math. We know that if we get a 0.01 lot size, that's 10 cents a pip. So then we would do, like, for example, 14 times 10 cents. You know what I mean? And then that's $1.40.
How do y'all do y'all lots? Y'all lot sizes?
I mean,
A really easy equation to do when it comes to calculating your risk.
Oh yeah, you did talk about that. So what's the equation?
So let's see. Do we want to start there, or do we want to start with confirmations first? Where do we want to start?
Go with the confirmation.
Confirmations. Okay, so we'll do confirmations, we'll do risk management, and then we'll wrap it up with Trello and just learn, really just, I cannot stress the importance. Please journal every single trade. Okay.
Okay.
I'm telling you, your future self is going to thank you that you have documented your journey, because that is how you are going to learn. That's how you're going to learn what works for you, what doesn't work, all this stuff. And like, I used to sleep on journaling, guys. Like, I'll show you guys my journal, and like, there are gaps in there, and there are journals where like there's no description, and like, I should have never done that because I lost out on so much valuable information. But then when I was consistent, when I was putting in a bunch of details, as you've seen, I have you shown them your journal? Like, oh my God, her journal is just blasted. Like, put as much
notes journaling.
For real.
whole different level.
Shoot, everything. I'll show y'all. But yeah, we really do have to take that's what helped me with my wins. That was another reason why I was losing trades, because I wasn't journaling. And you know what they say in nursing, like in nursing school, if you don't document, it didn't happen.
If it wasn't written, it wasn't done.
Yeah. So we gotta make sure it gets done.
Facts. Okay, so let's go over confirmations real quick. Let's see. Like I said, I use the pure basics of trading when it comes to how I trade this market. Okay. Let me go to UJ, because me and UJ, we've been real cool lately.
Yeah, that's your 9-0 one, right? Last month.
You feel me? Not to boost my ego or nothing. That's my shoulder real quick. Let me see.
9-0.
Yo, let me.
Hey, wait. Hey, 9.
Okay, so let's see. Okay, so let me pull up my trading plan for you guys. Okay, can you guys see this? See my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I use the pure basics. Okay, I use market structure, market patterns, and price action. That is literally it. Okay. You could have a very successful trading strategy with just the pure basics. And of course, when you start to learn certain things and certain more advanced entry tactics and stuff like that, you can even increase your win rate. Okay. But like I said, that solid foundation of understanding the basics is super important, because when you get out of your element and you have those moments where you start losing more than you're winning or whatever, you need something to fall back on. Okay. And that is when you understand, when you truly understand the basics, it will take you so far in your trading. Okay. So when it comes to confirmations, okay, first thing, first thing I identify is the trend. Where is price going? Where are the market makers taking price? Okay, so if we look at this chart, let's just look at it as it is right here. We could see that price is going to the downside.
Yeah.
Overall, we could see that the sellers are in control of this market. Okay, and how do we do that? We look at market structure. Okay, what is market structure? It's the direction, it's the nature of price and where it's going. So we could see that low and then a lower high because this high is lower than that one, right? And then we see a lower low because this low is lower than this one, right? Then this one, it kind of came up to this same level,
And
and
it
then
looks
and
like
then even still here, it came up to that low came to the same level, but then eventually we made another lower high, and then we made another lower low and a lower high. You guys get the picture. We're going to the downside, okay? And what do they always say? The trend is your friend. Why is the trend your friend? The market makers make the trend. Okay. I'm not saying that it's not possible to trade against the trend. Do not get me wrong. Okay. Do not put words in my mouth. I'm not saying that's not possible. But when you're first starting out, please trade with the trend. Okay. You are
on a
going
high time frame,
on a higher time frame. Yes, because you are going to
or more.
the probability of your trades. Okay. You're going to have higher accuracy. You're going to have a higher win rate because you're setting yourself at an advantage trading with the banks. Okay. When you get more in tune with your trading, when you start understanding these markets and you create more awareness, by all means, go ahead, trade against the trend, do whatever you want, develop your trading plan. That is on you. But in the beginning, trade with the trend. Okay. So the first thing I identify is the trend. What's going on with price? Let me do the replay right.
Are you looking at the 1 day or which screen?
So this
So,
is the daily time frame. Usually I start
okay.
from the weekly to the daily because think about how much data this is. This is months and years literally, or this is just a year, but months and months of data. So on higher time frames, this is another thing. Higher time frames, the stronger the confirmations, the stronger the data because it takes so much time to make. Okay.
Each
So
candle is 1 day. That's what that means. So like if he was on a weekly, each candle would be a week. If he was on a 4 hour, each candle would be a 4 hour. And if you look at the bottom, it'll tell you the time of it.
yep,
And
right here, right to the
time. And you can change the time to New York time or whatever time zone you're in. I highly recommend staying on New York time because especially if you're trading a US pair and everything, you want to trade with the US banks and
mhm,
stuff like that. So, that's just, food for thought.
Yeah, I
absolutely.
get what they mean. I just was wondering how, like, which one I would start off with, like he said.
Yeah.
Um,
The daily would be good. I would
Yeah.
okay.
recommend the daily. Okay. Then let's go to the next confirmation. Okay. So we got our trend. We have identified that the sellers are in control. Now let's find some significant areas in the market, some significant levels. What do I mean by that? Support, resistance, trend lines. Okay. Price, the banks, what they do is they bring price to these certain areas so that they can take it into a different direction when they want to. Okay. Simply put. So then when we look on this chart, we can see that this right here, price came to this area a lot, right? We could see one touch, two touch, and then when we extend it even more, we can see at one point when price broke this area, it had a hard time breaking to the upside. Yeah, there were times where price came up and broke it a little bit, but it couldn't sustain. It came right back down. Tried it one more time, couldn't sustain, came back down. Even tried it a third time, and then look what happened. Shot all the way down. Okay, so this to me is a key area. And what do? I put a little line there, okay? And another thing to think about these support, resistance, and trend lines, don't think of them as lines in the stand, okay? Think of them as the whole beach, okay? Think about how long it takes for you to, wherever you parked at, to hit the beach and then hit the water, okay? Think of these, think of your support and resistance as zones, as areas like this, okay? So we can see that price got into this area and then reversed and did its thing. And then when price broke this area, it got back into this area and went back to down to the downside. Okay. And if you want, you can use the box tool to make your support and resistance. I know Cam does that. I like my charts just a little cleaner, and I like to label my charts. So like this is my daily, key level or resistance, whatever you want to call it. Um, and then the next thing I do is I find my support, okay? And this is another tip, another thing to keep in mind. We want to find what's relevant to price. Okay, I'm not saying you don't want to have like all these different, you can find, if we pull price back, we can see, levels, right here, right? We could see that this is a level up here. We could see that this is a possible level up here because of these touches. I'm not saying that you can't have these things on your chart, but just to keep it clean, keep your eyes on what we need to look at, just keep it relevant to price. Okay. That's what matters the most. So usually I delete those because when price gets to that area, then I'll put them and then start doing some things over there. So start at the daily. What else can we see? We can see a trend line. If I connect this point, or actually, let me do this. So if I went to this tool, to the Ray tool, this is a great way to make your trend lines. If I just put a click here and a click, let's say here, we can see we got tons of respect in this area, right? And trend lines are just dynamic support and resistance. Okay, so if we look at this trend line, we're in a selling market. This is just dynamic resistance at an angle. Okay, so I've identified support and resistance. I got my trend line. You have a question, real quick?
So what if it broke through the trend line and then retested? You think that it's gonna buy up?
Yes,
Okay.
and then it would have to happen like on my higher time frame because my trend lines, like I said, I usually like to do them on the higher time frames when it comes to identifying the trend. Um, so then let's go next. What are we doing now? So I got my trend, I got my support resistance trend line. Now I go down to the lower time frames, start looking for those market patterns. I start looking to see if I see breaks of structure. Okay. And like you're probably asking, what is structure? Structure is these points where price pivots, where price, okay, we see price was coming up, right? We can see price was moving up from this point, moving up, and then it took a break and then it pivoted and moved down. And then when it got to this point, it pivoted and moved up. These areas where price pivots is structure. Okay. And throughout this market, through on any time frame, you're gonna see breaks of structure. Okay. Let's go down to the lower time frame. Let's go to the 4. For those who have been through the basics, what market pattern is this?
Head and shoulders.
Come on. Hey.
Yeah.
That is a head and shoulders right there. Let me just draw it out for you. How we see this as a head and shoulders, we have this left shoulder, we have a head right here. Price, rises above this left one, this left high, right? And then we have a right shoulder here, okay?
How did you use that tool? I always wanted to.
It is the third tool from the little target right here to the top, and then it's head and shoulders right there.
Oh, okay.
And remember, with Trading View, you can favorite these tools, and then they become. You can have like a little favorites uh, thing down here. Okay.
Okay.
So I use those are all the tools I use at the bottom down here, and those are the only ones I use. But to just be more visual with this, we're going to put this head and shoulders right here, okay? So we have our head and shoulders, we have a market pattern, and a head and shoulders is a selling pattern, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that's another confirmation, okay? And then where is this head and shoulders at? It's at my daily trend line. That's interesting. And then what happened right here? We got the break of structure. We got the break of this neckline. Price did its
Mm-hmm.
ducky, right? And
It's like a retest, huh?
broke this. You're getting ahead, Irene.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, I'm about to get in this straight
She
tomorrow.
be lit. You gotta forgive her. She stay lit.
Okay, so this is interesting. This becomes interesting when we see those breaks of structure, okay? Because price had to have, like, the sellers had to gain control if they are continuing to make lower lows, okay? That's what lower lows mean, is that they're continuing trend. So for them to break structure, that tells me that the sellers are still in control, okay? So I have my trend. I have my support resistance. I have my trend line. I have my market pattern. Okay, what is next? So then if I have a break of structure, and only if I have a break of structure, okay, there are multiple different ways to use the Fibonacci tool, but in the beginning, I just want you guys to focus on only if I have a break of structure will I pull out the fib, okay? And the Fibonacci tool, all it is, I know there's a bunch of like percentages and stuff like that. The main thing you need to know is that these are the most reactive areas in the market, okay, or most reactive levels in the market. So then if we're selling the market or we're looking to sell, we're going to pull it from the high to the low. Okay. If we're buying the market, we're going to pull it from the low to the high. Okay. So then we take this from the high. This is the most recent. We want to, like I said, we want to look at what's relevant to price right now. So we look at the most recent break of structure. We pull it from the high to the low. I like to go from the wicks. Some people like to go from the bodies. You back test, do whatever works for you. That is totally fine.
There's a lot of videos on this, y'all.
Lots
Lots.
of videos on it. Lots of videos on it. And you test out whatever works for you. Okay. So now we got our Fibonacci, right? We pulled it from the high to the low. Look at this. Look at these levels, right? Like I said, these levels are the most reactive levels in the market. Look at how this 50% matches up with that break structure.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That becomes really interesting, right?
Yeah.
So it's so interesting that if you want, I don't do this all the time now because it's been trading for however long. But if you need to do this to help, please do this. Highlight it. This is my point of interest. When price gets back into this area, I will be looking for confirmations to get in. Okay. So now let's move on. So we got that break of structure. Do we have any questions?
Looking at the confirmations, do you start all the way over back to like support resistance, the trend line again, like everything that you went? Okay.
Do this is the thing when it comes to your trading strategy, your trading style, the way you look at the market, you should do the same thing over and over and over and over again. Okay, trading is actually very boring, really, because once you get that strategy, you're just going to do the same thing over and over again. But it becomes fun when you start to get consistency and you start to see trading improve and stuff like that. Okay, especially
Mm-hmm.
those big wins, you're like, yeah, like this is actually a trade I took that I'm taking you guys through. So, yeah. So then after that, I got that break of structure. I got that, I pulled out my fibs for possible entry, right? We're only pulling out the fibs. possible entry. Now, keyword, wait. Wait, wait, wait. Sit on your hands until price gets back into that area that is interesting or our point of interest, right? So our 50% level. And then once you get price action, which is a candle, the candlesticks, right? Once
Mm-hmm.
you get price action to confirm your entry, to confirm that the sellers are still in control at that interesting area, then I will pull the trigger on that trade. Just because price gets into that level doesn't mean I feel like it's going to go down. Let me just sell it now. I'm going to tell you right now, there is no place for your feelings in this market. If you put your feelings in this market, you're going to get your feelings hurt. I promise you. I promise you 100%.
Okay, they don't care if you crying.
They don't care.
They may laugh. Yeah.
They don't care. Okay. Like,
Because I know Emmy's knew about the fib too. When you're looking at the retracement on a fib too, and you'll know all of this stuff will make sense as soon as you start watching the videos. When you're looking at the retracement, it has to at least come to the 50%. So if you see it dropping down in a retracement, it's going the opposite way. Like we know that it's on a downtrend, but it has to go up because it has to retrace. And it goes up to at least the 50% on the fib tool before it comes back down. So it may go up to the 618, it may go up to, but that's the banks getting their discount before they start selling off again. They want the discount. Like they like, they greedy. They want their money. Okay. So we just wait to see what they're gonna do. We don't want to assume anything. We like I say, I think we can go to the 618, but it may go to the 50 and drop down. Maybe they only get 50% off. Who knows?
exactly, exactly. So then when we look at this chart, even right now at this very moment, what do we see? What price action pattern is this right here? What price action pattern is that? I didn't even change the time frame. When I go down to the lower time frame, I'll show you another one. But what price action pattern is that? Let me make it.
Tweezers or railroads?
Not quite.
That's what I thought too, but
Not
engulfing candles.
yeah.
Yes. What type of engulfing?
Bearish.
Bearish.
Bearish. Yeah.
All right.
Sales. Okay.
Y'all are good. Oh my goodness. I feel so proud of my team. Oh my goodness, my tissue.
Prosperity over. Okay, let's do this. So,
She's so lit.
I'm super sober, y'all. I'm trying to get my mimosa.
So look at this. We have this bearish engulfing at our 50% fib level. Also at our break of structure area, after we got the head and shoulders that printed on our trend line. You guys see what I'm doing? You guys see adding up all these confirmations to take an entry. Okay, I didn't trade this off of my feelings. I traded this off of what the charts told me is happening. Okay, remember, this is data. This is literally blueprints. This is footprints of the banks of what they're doing. Okay, this is why feelings are not a part of this. Don't trade with your feelings. Trade what you see. Okay.
Catch pips, not feelings.
Exactly. We don't catch feelings in this market. We catch pips. Okay. So after that candle closes, and we can go down to a lower time frame. We can see that there's even another price action pattern in this. What I know, this is kind of, I wouldn't say it's advanced, but it's just a variation of a pattern. What pattern do we see right here? I'll get
is it shooting stars or a gravestone?
Not quite.
Okay. Dojis? Y'all,
That's not a doji for sure.
I don't know
basic.
this
There's
one.
some wicks, yes, but not a doji.
Okay.
It's all these candles in this box. What price action pattern is it?
Mm.
Think of it as like the sun going down. What time?
Evening stars.
There we go. Evening star. Yes. So this is an evening star variation. Okay.
Okay.
I only look
It's
at
a key star variation. I thought that was like a 3 candlestick pattern where it's like
Yeah, I was confused.
usually
bullish,
it is.
then go
Yep.
ahead.
Usually it is. Usually it looks like, we get that last up candle, we get
Yeah.
a little small candle like that, and then we get that
Long,
candle.
yeah, long bearish, yeah.
So usually it looks like this, but like I said, sometimes not everything is gonna look pretty. Not everything is gonna be perfect every single time. So you're gonna get variations like this sometimes, okay? And that's okay. That is okay. So like I said, once we have all of our confirmations in alignment with the trend, we're feeling confident, right? Now we enter the trade, okay? Now there are 2 ways to put your stop losses. Okay. Usually, how I place my stop loss, I enter off the close of this candle. Remember, the time frames tell you how long these candles are going to take. So if we're on the hour time frame, it's going to take this candle a whole hour to close. So once it was 8 o'clock, right? Right here, this is in the morning, by the way, 8 o'clock in the morning. So US session, Pacific Standard Time.
Hourly?
Yes,
Ooh.
I know you look, hey, we all get it how we live it, Iree. I can't trade the 15 second, okay? It stresses me out. I start sweating, my eyes glued to the charts, you feel me? I can't do it. Can't do it. Okay. I will get back to it, but I cannot do it right now. Okay. So I had about 22 pips stop loss. The best way to place your stop losses is just place it generously behind price action. Okay. That is the easiest way to do it. If you want to, be even more generous, you can place it behind the fib tool, the next fib level. Okay. So if we're entering off the 50, you can place it behind the 618. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys this risk management strategy in a second. I'm gonna show you how I calculate risk in a second. But let's just, for just example purposes, I'm just gonna show you how this played out. Okay, so let me just write these confirmations out too as well, just so we're all on the same page. So we had on the daily, we had a downtrend. Because the sellers were in control. We, what else? We found our important resistance, but price is making a market pattern at our daily trend line. Okay. So that's our daily confirmations. Then we went down to the 4. What did we see on the 4-hour? We had a head and shoulders, right? If I could spell shoulders. And we had that break of structure to the downside. And what else did we have on the 4-hour? We pulled out our fib tool and price fit, or we could say price retraced. So price pulled back to our 50% fib level. Okay. And then on the 1-hour, what do we have to confirm? We had a evening star variation at the 50% level. Okay. So those are our confirmations. We got our stop loss behind, no, I didn't want to do that. We got our stop loss behind our, whatchamacallit, our price action. Let's see how this trade plays out. And in the beginning, this is the thing.
Why would you put your take profit?
So I was just about to get on that. So in the beginning, when you're first trading, I recommend taking one-to-one setups, okay? And it's not to say I want to limit anyone from getting all the extra profits, but sometimes the market can run. The reason being is I want you guys to get to risk-free trading as soon as possible, okay? And on top of that, if you are trading one-to-one risk to rewards, this is going to boost your confidence, okay? Most of the time, if you are correct, price is going to definitely give you one-to-one, okay? Price, if we're thinking, okay, remember, if we're in a downtrend on the daily, right? Price has to make lower lows if it's going to continue in the trend. So price, we're expecting price to break this low, break structure, and continue down. So if we can get at least a one-to-one, we should be good, right? We should hit TP.
And this is only starting out.
Starting out, yeah. Like I said, this is just starting.
When
Doing this, and later on you could start tweaking and adjusting your trading setup. And maybe you do, like me, I like to at least have a 1-to-2 setup. I will not trade if I don't have that. And that is, but in the beginning, let me show you what 1-to-1 did for me. When I did 1-to-1 setups in the beginning of once those light bulbs started clicking and I started having those breakthroughs, 1-to-1 setups brought me 56% growth in 5 weeks. Okay. So, like I said, small wins add up. Okay. They add up. So, let's go back to this. So we have our confirmations. We planned the trade. We're trading the plan now. Let's see what happens. Oh my God, price went back to our entry. Oh my God, sit on your, okay? When you trade, sit on your hands. Sit on your hands. Okay, I know there's ways to see like, hey, if price is getting in a certain area, maybe I don't feel a certain way. Like in the beginning, just let your trades play out. Okay, just let them play out. Don't worry about what's happening. Just let it play out. Okay, let's continue. Oh my God, price got close to my TP and it didn't hit.
I want to see where, so let's just wrestle.
Sit on your hands. Because boom.
There we go.
TP hit. Okay. Let's see. I did a 1-to-2. So okay, whatever I'm risking, I'm looking for 2 of that. Okay. So let's see if we get 1-to-2. Boom. 1-to-2 hit. Oh man, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling real good. Okay, so that trade was a success. Yeah. That was a win. We had a little bit of drawdown, right? A little bit of drawdown, but at the end of the day, that hit. All because I planned the trade and I traded the plan. Okay. And then these confirmations over here, right? Mm-hmm. This is what we put in our journal. We put this in our journal, okay? So now let me show you guys. Do we have any questions on that?
No, but that's real impressive.
It is.
Oh, let me show you the trade actually too. Let me so there ain't no cap in my rap. Let me see. Go to my October. October was a great month. That's all I gotta say. This was the trade. That was the same thing I showed y'all right there. Same thing.
Okay. And those pictures don't lie. Look.
They don't lie. Look right there.
Yeah.
28, 2020. You see it. Ain't no cap in my rap. So, no questions on that, right? No questions.
Oh, that was really good.
Got any questions?
No, that was good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm good.
What about you, Emmy? Are you good? Are you still with us? Is this looking too foreign?
You know what? It is looking a little foreign. I don't know if I'm in NASA's data lab or in Timbaland's, studio while he's making beats. But I did have a question. Yeah.
What's your
Do you actually have to pay attention to what's going on in the world, like COVID and stuff like that, that affects the market? Do you have to pay attention to that kind of stuff and kind of be privy? Does that kind of help you predict what's going to happen with these trend lines and that
okay?
kind of stuff?
Yep, I love your question. I love your question. So what I will say, don't take this to heart, okay? But not really.
Mm-hmm.
Charts will tell you everything you need to know when it comes to trading. Okay. Now, what I will say is knowing those things will add extra confirmation to your trades because everything in the world affects these markets. Okay. So when it comes to news and it comes to stuff like that, I will give you a very, very easy resource and a very reliable tool to use. Okay. Um, you're going to go to forexfactory.com. Forexfactory.com. Okay. No, I didn't want to go to that tool yet. Okay, so we're going to go to forexfactory.com. It's going to look like this. Okay, when you first pull it up. What I want you to do is click the calendar tab at the top. Okay. And make sure when you get on Forex Factory that it's set up to your time. So go over to this time, the first one at this little blue bar, and make sure it's set up to your time. You click it, and then it'll you put in your time zone and stuff like that. So that's I'm Pacific time. I'm in Vegas, so that is my time zone. Okay, and then all you need to do, is pay attention to the red folders.
Pay attention to
Your red folder, that means there is some high impact news that can move the market. Okay. Will I say don't trade when you see these red folders? Yes and no. Okay, that is on you if you want to trade news. If you don't feel comfortable because it's going to move the market in a certain way, then just sit out. Okay, this market is open 5 days a week for 24 hours for 52 weeks. There will be more trade opportunities. Okay. So, yes, you can definitely check this before each trade. That's usually what I do when I first wake up and I get on the charts is I just check this just to be aware. And then after that, I don't really look at the news. Okay. I'm not saying it's not necessary, but when you do understand what's going on in the world and how it's affecting the markets, it's definitely going to increase your probability. Okay.
Okay.
Don't let that overwhelm you at first. Okay.
Thank you.
No problem. Any other questions before I show how I calculate my risk?
I just want to say I am so proud of Natasha and Ivory answering your questions, Marcellus. I thought they were advanced. They were like just calling those patterns out. Yeah, on the back. Okay, they are representing. See, it mean all you have to do is watch the basics and stuff like that and start watching the videos. You'll be shocked how much you learn. Like no cap, you learn a lot.
And this thing, like the best way to go through those videos is once you watch a video, come to TradingView and go find that.
Yes.
So when you watch support and resistance, go find support and resistance in the charts. When you watch market patterns, go find those market patterns in the charts. Okay. The sooner you start training your eyes to see these things, because I know it looks like NASA, it looks like Timberland, we make focus on beat, you feel me? So I know it looks like that right now. It looked exactly the same to me when I first started, but the more you train your eyes and give yourself repetition to see these things, the faster you're gonna shorten your learning curve. Okay, that's what we want to do. We want to get you on these markets confident and consistently in blue. That is the goal. Okay.
Right.
So now let me show you guys how to calculate risk. So remember on this trade, right? I have a 22 pip stop loss. 22 pips. I know Iree's like 22 pips. Golly. So
That's right
20
there,
pips.
babe. That's a little generous for me.
I know. I'm a generous person, you feel me? So I'm okay with it. I'm cool. I'm cool with it. So how do I calculate risk? So whatever, I'm gonna give you guys the equation and then we're gonna go through the example. Okay. So what I do is I take my account size, whatever that is, it doesn't matter. I multiply it by whatever percentage risk I want to risk on that trade. And we're going to call that R. Okay. Like the letter R, not pirate R, but the letter R.
You multiply it by what?
You multiply it by the percentage risk. So whatever, let's say you want to risk 1% on this trade, you're going to multiply 1% by whatever your account size is. Okay.
Okay.
Then the stop loss amount, whatever it is in pips, it doesn't matter. That is just going to be SL, right? That's going to be stop loss. Okay, whatever that amount is. What you're going to do is after you calculate what R is, after multiplying the risk to your account size, you're going to divide that number by the amount of pips your stop loss is. And that is going to give you the dollar amount per pip that you want to risk. Okay. Now, since we don't trade with the dollar amounts, we trade in lot sizes, right? Because we have to ask our brokers, we got to say, please, broker, let me borrow some capital and let me trade. So we trade in lot sizes. So what we do is after this, all we got to do is ask ourselves what lot size equals that. Oh, I can't even spell today. Equals that dollar amount. Okay, because the lot sizes equal dollar amounts, right? Remember, like 0.01 is going to equal 10 cents. A 0.1 is equal $1. One lot is going to equal $10, right? So we have that. Let's do some math. Let's do some math.
Dun, dun, dun.
I was never good at math, y'all. I had a C average throughout high school and college. Okay?
I was
Me too.
So let's say our account size is $1,000, right? Account size is $1,000. Let's say we're gonna risk
22 pips, right?
stop loss is 22 pips.
Oh, yeah, see. Oh, I read it.
Let's say we're gonna risk 2%, 2% on this trade, and then our stop loss amount is going to be 22 pips, right? 22 pips. Okay, so let's do some math. So 1,000 times 2%.
What is $20?
$20.
$20. I trust y'all. I trust y'all. $20, okay? So now what we do with that is take $20
Divided
and
by
divide that
stop loss.
to pip. And that is going to equal .90.
So
that's
90.
90 cents. So 90 cents per pip is what we need to risk in order to be risking 2% of our $1,000 account.
Oh,
But we don't trade in dollar amounts. We trade in lot sizes. So what lot size is 90 cents?
let's see. Lot sizes.
What lot size equals 90?
A mini.
Okay. And what would that mini lot be?
Like, what would it be?
0.9.
9? No,
$9 per pip.
That's $9 per pip.
0.09.
There we go. So then the lot size we use is 0.0.
0.09. Okay.
And this will be the lot size we use to trade 2% of our account, of $1,000 account, with a 22 pip stop loss. Okay. I do this equation every single time. Once you, I know it seems like a lot in the beginning, and it might, stress you out, and like when you're first doing it, but once you do it so many times, like I don't like it just becomes like I could do it in like a minute or less.
Okay.
I just pull out my calculator. I'm like, boom, 1,000 times 2% divided by 22. And then really all you have to do to get the lot size, super easy. Just multiply by 0.1. There's our lot size.
Okay.
Any questions?
Yeah. So how would you do that for an indice? Do you
Same
that?
as
I know, but sometimes with certain brokers, like for example, even gold, like it's not like the same. If that makes any sense, it's not like the same price. Like a micro lot wouldn't be like 10 cent a pip.
well, yeah, and so it depends on the contract size of the broker, right? So this you want to be cautious or conscientious of what lot sizes actually equal. Like I know when it comes to the FTMO challenge, right? Did you ever trade Iree, did you ever trade NAS?
Yeah.
Okay, you know how you had to put like an extra zero for it to actually equal whatever lot size you wanted to do?
Oh yeah.
So that is something you just want to be aware of. But then when you traded SPX, it was normal, right? Um,
Right. But I noticed that U30 was more expensive than the
mhm.
rest of them, and it was just that's why I was like, I'm not trading indices until I figure out. Like, I'm gonna have to call my broker because I'm like, we gonna have to figure this out. I need to know how much money I'm giving y'all.
So just ask them the contract size, what of what the currency pair is, and you can see this actually on your phone. I don't really know how to actually. Hold on. Uh, specifications. Where is it at? Where is it? There we go. You see the contract size right here.
Okay.
So when you pull up your charts, or you can do this on your phone too.
Mhm.
So you go to MetaTrader 4 and you hold on the pair. It's gonna say details. Go to details and you'll see contract size. Okay. If it's 100, you're gonna use this exact equation and just use that lot size. Okay. If it's a 10, then you're gonna add another zero to
See?
whatever you're doing. Okay, so if we are going to actually be using a 0.9 in this, we're gonna have to move the decimal over.
Over to the right.
Yeah. Yep. So don't worry about that, Emmy or Ivy or Natasha. Just worry about this equation. Do that. You'll be good.
Don't do indices for now. Just stick
Yeah,
with
don't even worry about those.
stick with currency pairs.
Do we have any other questions on this? No?
No.
Okay.
No.
Now let's go to Trello. buddy, my buddy. So Trello is what I use to go ahead and journal all my trades. As you can see here, I have over just about a year's worth of trading experience in Trello. We can come to October over here and we can literally see a trade I took last year, October 7th of 2019. I think I lost this trade, right? Yep. Not a good setup. Anyways, but you can see here, I have description of what happened. I wasn't super detailed or talking about my feelings or anything when it came to when I was journaling at this time, but
Mhm.
what I have updated and now do when I journal is I do write my feelings. because we do get emotional when we take trades and stuff. It's totally normal. We can't get rid of emotions, right?
Mhm.
Can only manage them. So let's go here. Let's go trade. So this was a trade I took on EU. Okay, we can see price got, or actually no, let me what I do is oh yeah, let me go to this. So when it comes to journaling, right? What you can do in Trello is you can take these screenshots and add them as attachments. Okay, so let's say
Okay.
a picture of this price chart. When you're in trading view at the top row, if you come to all the way to the right, you'll see a little camera. Click it. It'll pop up this little box. You want to copy it. Don't save the image. It's not necessary.
Okay.
You want to save all of your images. That's totally fine. Fill your memory. Do whatever's clever. Um, then you're gonna paste that link and go to it in just an open tab, and then right click this and copy the image. Okay. Then when you come to Trello, when you get to the card and you get this all filled out, I'm gonna break it down how I filled it out. You can go in the description. You're gonna right click and paste it, and then it'll pop up as an attachment. Okay. I'm gonna delete this because this has nothing to do with EU. So how I have it broken down in Trello is these boards right here. When you get to the beginning, the homepage, these boards
Mhm.
are my months. When I go into that month, label it right so we know what month it is. I have a journaling list. You're going to see when you first open it, you're going to see this added to the list tab. I have a journaling one because this is the one that holds my journal template. So I don't have to rewrite all this stuff. All I got to do is, you know, copy it and paste it when I'm taking trades. I have my mindset checklist. So something I read to myself before I start trading because you want to put yourself in the right mindset before you start trading, right? And then I have my trading plan over here. Okay. What you can do with this is you can actually, the reason why I have this over here too as well is when you make another board. So when you go into the next month, you can actually copy this and then move it to the new board.
Okay.
So I'm gonna just get rid of this right now, archive this list. And then what I do, do we have a question?
You can copy it and paste it because I had moved it to another, like my October to my November, my trading journal board instead
Oh
of
yeah, you can do that. Yeah, you can do that. Um, and then with the list, what I do is I break my trading down in weeks. So this is the first week of October. This is the second week, the third week, and then the fourth week of October. Okay. Um,
and to add a week, you go to the list, right?
yes, all you got to do is just click the add list, and then you can, week of whatever. uh yeah, week of whatever. And then what I do at the top is I identify my wins, my losses, and my percentage gain. Okay, when you guys are first starting out, just worry about the wins and losses. Percentage can come later on. Okay, don't make it too confusing in the beginning. So yeah, we'll just leave that. Um, and then each card is going to be my trade setup. So then when you go down, you'll see add another card. Boom. Let's say I do the date. So whatever the date was, I do the pair. So UJ and then the direction. I took that, and then whether it's demo or live. Okay. So, and then after that, then let's say demo, and then I identify whether it was a win or a loss. Okay. And then I do put the percentage gain, but like I said, don't worry about that right now. Just worry about uh archive. Just worry about your wins and losses. Okay. Then when I go into this trade, when I open it up, remember I have that journal template. I just paste it in the description, and then remember we wrote out our confirmations. I take that and put that in the top for my reasons for entry, and then I write my feelings. Okay, this literally only takes like 2-3 minutes after every trade. And then once the trade is done, I take screenshots of, after, and then I write the outcome if I learned something, and then my feelings after the trade. So uh, this one I exited early on the first position because a price action pattern had structure broken to the upside. And then I looked for re-entry. And then when I looked for re-entry, I won that trade. So I re-entered up here. I lost this one. And then I got everything back that I lost. Okay. Do we have any questions when it comes to Trello? Nope.
No.
Pretty simple.
No, thank you. You've been amazing. Oh my goodness. So
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much.
what's your
I
Instagram,
want, I
Marcellus?
want, I want everybody to feel this feeling of consistency, of confidence, of knowingness, because especially when you're struggling with trading, like you deserve it, like for real. Like you guys deserve to know this feeling. Like it is the best feeling to be able to wake up and look at the charts and call your own trades. Okay. Don't feel ashamed if your trades are not hitting. Don't feel ashamed if you're looking at other people's charts and your charts don't look like theirs. Okay. The only person, this is the most valuable lesson I've learned with trading. Okay. Do not compare yourself to other traders. Do not compare yourself to other people. Compare yourself to the person you were yesterday. That is the only person you need to be. That is the only person you need to overcome. That is the only person you need to be better than, is that person. Okay. Because everyone is at different stages in their learning. So my level 10 is not going to look like your level 2. Okay. And that is fine. That is totally okay. There is nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Don't let anybody else or anything out in the world discourage you from where you are at in your trading. This is a journey, this is a marathon, but at the end of the day, we still want to win. Okay. So stay down, stay consistent, be patient. Okay. A patient trader is a paid trader. And most importantly, trust yourself. Okay, trust. When you learn to trust yourself, you're going to start trusting your charts. You're going to start trusting your trading plan. You're going to start trusting your setups, and you're just going to see more consistency. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to be consistent in this market if you can't trust yourself. There were points in my trading where, look, I will show you. I am very transparent about this. I failed that FTMO challenge 4 times, and it was because I was not trusting myself. I was trusting other people's charts and other people's trading strategies, other people's systems more than I trusted my own ability, more than I trusted my own self. And you can see in this, just this, just this equity card, right? This is essentially my account over from April 16th to May 15th. I never saw blue. Never got above where I started out at. Never saw it. And completely bombed the challenge. Completely bombed it. And it was because I wasn't trusting.
Too? I know.
Yeah, this was the FTMO account. Yeah. I did have some other ones, but I accidentally deleted my this one, which I really wanted to keep. And so then I was just like, okay, let me keep my worst account up so I can look at this as motivation, and then also show people like it is okay. Like we go through these moments. This was literally this summer. So look, remember, this is April 16th, right? April 16th is when I started this challenge. Look at when I ended this. So this was in April. My
Much better.
I did better in my demo than my FTMO account. And this was because I trusted myself when I was demo trading, but then when I was taking the FTMO, I was trusting Leak when it came to you need to enter off the 1 minute. You need to hit those tight stops. You need 6 pip stop losses. I was like, man, I need that. I need that. But it really messed my trading up. It really messed my consistency up. I got away from what made me a great trader. Literally, this was up to if I took October away, this was the best trading I've ever done. Best trading I've ever done up to my point in my trading career. And literally, I allowed myself full accountability, full transparency. I allowed myself to get out of my element, trust other people's setups, other people's charts, other people's strategies more than I trusted myself.
It works for us.
Yes. So that's all I got, y'all.
That was
That was a
amazing.
lot. It was great.
That was good. Thank you again.
What's your
Yeah.
Instagram? What's your
Thank
Instagram?
you.
It is hub_flow. So let me pull it up. Follow your boy, please. I would appreciate it. Oh, I got some messages. Hub_flow. That is
Okay.
my, I really do appreciate you guys. Yeah, like for real, like
This was fun. We really dropped some nuggets. This is definitely, I'm definitely putting this on YouTube. We're gonna help some people out. Yeah, so you can be part 2. You can be with us in part 2 on this thing. I gotta have you back. It was really nice. This is
Yeah.
Yeah.
and next time, even gonna be knowing them patterns too. You're gonna be testing my
Yeah.
oh yeah, I'm on you. I mean,
All right.
yeah. Hey, girl, what's this pattern? What's this price?
Mhm.
John knew
I'm
it.
like, that's Timbaland dropping a beat.
Do any of you ladies have any
Yeah.
questions?
No, I enjoyed it.
Yes, this is a really good call.
I
Mhm.
do. I do have a question. I have a
Okay.
question for you, Marcellus and Iree. I know you guys said you thought about quitting a lot. I wanted to know, was it the fact that you were losing money, or what, did it feel overwhelming? Was it something other than that? Like, what was it that made you want to quit?
You want to answer this first, Ivy?
Sure. So it was like the fact that I was I was losing money because I was in it for the money too, and that's where I went wrong. But I also knew that I just needed to take a break and figure out my why again. Like I just needed to step away from the charts because I was getting emotional. I was revenge trading. I was just doing things that you really shouldn't be doing as a trader, over leveraging my account. I was gambling. And I'm not a gambler. So I was like, okay, I need to take a break and figure this out.
You had to change your mindset.
Yes, I had to go and work on myself. I had to go and listen to some Les Brown, Bob Proctor, with Mark Douglas. That's a big one. Mark Douglas is huge. So, because it's 90% mindset, you can be the best trader in the world, but if you are over leveraging, you're greedy and stuff like that, you're gonna still end up on the downside, like losing more than you win. And I want to win way more than I lose. And when I say that, I mean win more in profit, because you can still be a profitable loser. Like there's traders that lose like 7 out of 10 times. They hit the 3 and they just flip their account. So you gotta know how to do it. Find it for you. Ooh, we gonna work with you. You're a well builder. You gonna get this together, sis.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
and like for myself, like when it came to when I almost quit, like I've never blown an account.
Me
Okay,
too. I can
like
say that. Haven't
yeah,
done.
yeah, proudly.
Don't know what it feels like. I
Okay,
can't.
there are so many traders in this community, y'all. I promise you, they have blown tons of accounts, tons of accounts. Okay, you do not need to blow an account to learn this skill. But what was frustrating me the most is because I had this notebook, right? I knew everything I needed to know about trading. Okay, I had already spent well over $4,000, $5,000 in my education, and I still wasn't getting it. I was like, man, what? Like, I guess this just isn't for me. I guess this isn't. I'm not meant to trade. I'm not meant to learn this. Whatever, whoop de whoop. And really, you know, after like meeting Cam, after meeting the wealth builders, after having this encouraging, safe environment to learn, like that's when I really came to the conclusion that trading is very simple. And I was just making it way too overcomplicated. I was just, I was trying to do this. I know I'm saying the T word. I was trying to do this strategy. I was trying to do this. I was trying to enter on these time frames. I was trying that. And like, I didn't stick to my own lane. Okay.
Right.
So yeah, I was all over the place. I promise you. There would be one trade, I would trade with one strategy, then it'd be another trade the same day. Same day, I'm using a totally different strategy. Like if there's anything you could do for yourself to avoid getting into that pit of just like, ugh, I'm ready to quit. It's consistency, like consistency. Keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. And you'll know there will be a time where like, okay, maybe this way of trading is not for me. You're gonna look back at the journal and be like, this maybe isn't for me. Maybe I need to critique this. Maybe I need to talk to someone and figure something else out or approach it differently. And that is okay. Like there is no rush. There is no rush.
Drop y'all charts in the chat. Y'all can take a screenshot of your trading view. There's 24/7 traders. Y'all are part of Lavish Pippin, Pips for Life, Pips R Us, or whatever you call it. What's it? You know what I mean. And also the Forex chat, 24/7 Forex chat. And there's so many other Forex chats. Like they just started a women's Forex too. Like there's just so many Forex chats, y'all. Let me stop saying too much. He said what? But what I'm saying is whenever y'all ready, just the teacher's ready. So whenever y'all ready, just I'm not like I made the commitment, like Marcella said earlier, you have to make that commitment. And when I came back, I made the commitment. I'm gonna dedicate, being a profitable loser if I have to. Like I'm only gonna leverage 1% of my account because I want to flip it, but I can flip it still with leveraging 1%, if you know what I mean. so we'll keep at it. And this has been a great call. I can't thank you enough. You all right.
I think I'm cool. I think I'm cool.
All right, yeah, you cool.
Yeah.
It has been a pleasure for real. Like I'm very like this is what I wanted so badly. Like I like just to let you guys in on a on a little bit about myself. Like not to keep I don't want to keep you guys long. I know it's kind of late where you guys are at, but I used to beg people. I used to beg people to teach this stuff too. Okay, like that. Like there was a time where I was trading alone, and like I wasn't trading with the group. Yeah, I was in IML twice, and two different groups. Both didn't know how to trade at all.
I'm not gonna say
At all, like literally at all. So then,
Who are these IML people, and how
don't
did they
worry
get
about
all of
Don't
y'all?
worry about it, sweetheart. Don't worry about it, sweetheart.
that way.
Don't worry about it. So, anyways, we just got to them. Okay, I got away from them, and I legit bought this like $2,000 course. I was excited, and I begged people just to teach that course to, and I was going to teach them to them for free. And now, like
They
now,
was sleep. They was sleep. They
yeah,
was
they was big sleep. But now, like I don't think I'm just trying to boost my ego or nothing like that. But look at the growth. Like just use me as an example. Like I went from you used to beg people to teach people to trade
the
to now
people begging you.
I'm educating the platform, not just the group, but the platform.
Mm-hmm.
Your calls be packed out.
Hey, low key do though. Yeah, so please stay down with this. Like trading will legit change your life. Like I can honestly say, honest to God, like trading has changed my life. It's gotten me into doors and rooms that I never thought I would be in. It's opened up opportunities and it's changed my whole thought process about money. Like I don't think about money the same like I used to.
So it's not that important. Like It's the energy. Like when I lost the money, I was just like, okay, I don't even think about it. Like that's behind you already. You got to figure out why. And
It's currency for a reason. It's meant to flow. It's meant to go
yeah,
and move and
yeah.
come back. Like that's what it is. That's what it is. So yeah, stay down with this. I promise you, it's so worth it.
Y'all
And
y'all was a winning team. Like there's so many success. There's too many success stories for us not to be one of them.
yeah, absolutely. And this is, I promise you, I wish I had wealth builders when I first started trading. I wish I had this environment.
For me to be like deuces, IML. Look at
Like it is the best environment, especially if this is your first exposure to trading. This is the
lucky.
possible situation, best possible. Like swear to God, like I promise you, this is the
Swear to
best
God.
possible.
Y'all in good hands. Great,
Like
y'all.
all day when he'd be like,
All right, we trust y'all. We trust y'all.
Man, I'm just proud of y'all. Tasha, you was saying the patterns too. Look, you've been watching them videos over there.
I've been reading this book and watching.
We watched this video. But all right, y'all. I know that
Ivory was on it.
I know I was on it too. She was like, when she yelled out, wait, what she said, the railroad? Because at first I thought it was railroad.
Yeah, she know all the little words.
I see it. Yep, I see it.
Like, oh my goodness, look at, I almost shed a tear, y'all.
I have a goal to finish this blueprint. I'm gonna do it.
Absolutely, I love it.
It'd be hard though. I'm like, what the hell? I'm still stuck on a test. I'm like, man, they cheating.
Those test was hard. Man.
Hard.
I took it like 20 times. Like I don't know.
I was trying to help us out. Like, yeah, can you just take some of these questions off? Help them out.
For real.
I emailed them. I was like, "There's no way this is that price action pattern. Like, there's no way. I'm seeing it totally different. Like, I promise you."
Some of those questions, I'm like, hey, is there a cheat sheet? What's going on? But all right, y'all, love y'all, and this has been great, man. I'm looking forward to next week. Our team call. This was good. So if y'all have questions, let me know. Watch the videos and everything. I'm gonna record. Like I said, I'm gonna drop this in the chat. This video.
Oh, and I have a call tomorrow.
You have a what?
Eastern Standard.
Call.
I have a call. I'm gonna go over risk management again. So the same thing I just did with you guys, I'm gonna do that. And then also too, I'm gonna show people how we could play the long game with trading so that we're not money conscientious, right? So we don't focus on the money, we just focus on the process and how we can become $1 million traders in a year, how we can become 8-figure traders in 2 years. Okay, I will show that tomorrow. And also I'll do some like mindset stuff. I haven't like fully thought about it yet, but I'm gonna figure it out.
Okay. So we're gonna learn how to compound.
Yeah, we're gonna learn how to compound.
All right.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We appreciate you, man.
Really.
Oh my God.
All right, later, y'all.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.